While the events at the Capitol building on Wednesday overshadowed a lot of things that were going on, Tiffany Trump was determined to make sure that we all at least remembered the very important birthday of Eric Trump. Yes, the birthday of Eric Trump. And here's what she posted. Take a look. Happy birthday, Eric. And I love you, and I'm so grateful to always have you by my side. All right, hey, that's a nice little heartfelt message. Nothing wrong with that. But the timing seems to be really, really bad. Because, again, this is while hundreds of violent fascist rioters were storming the Capitol building, following a rally that had incited them all. They aggressively breached the building. They broke windows. They, sat in politicians' seats, stole their mail, endangered a lot of people. Again, they weren't wearing masks, so they were spreading coronavirus everywhere. And so all that. Great. This was during a joint congressional session to formally certify President-elect Joe Biden's win. One woman was actually shot and killed during this. She died later. 3 others died of medical emergencies. One apparently suffered a heart attack because they tased themselves. Weird. Trump's other children were condemning the violence afterwards, after praising the mob. Eric Trump called the GOP the party of law and order, and called for the prosecution of anyone who crosses that line to the fullest extent of the law. Earlier that day, Eric Trump had talked about how, we need to fight for Donald Trump and fight to keep him elected because of the election fraud that stole the election from us. You gotta fight for us, man. You gotta fight for me and my dad. Oh, by the way, really bad the way that you're fighting, not like that. Oh, okay, yeah, great. You also had Ivanka Trump, who had called the protesters, or I should say the violent extremists, patriots. Called them patriots. But then later on deleted the tweet and condemned the violence as unacceptable. What, of course, was really unacceptable to her was, ooh, that made me look real bad. Donald Trump Jr. said, this is wrong and not who we are. It's totally who you are. And then, of course, said, be peaceful and use your First Amendment rights, but don't start acting like the other side. Ah, yes, the Antifers. Right. We have a country to save, and this doesn't help any. No, we have a country to save, all right. We have a country to save from you. We have a country to save from fascism, among other things. But no, the thing is, they can't run away from the monsters that they are. Okay? The monsters that their father and their party had created. But aside from that, Tiffany, what are you doing? She had retweeted one of her father's tweets about the protests, writing, peace above all. Well, your side ain't very peaceful. All right? Not very peaceful at all. Which led to some backlash. With Tommy Vader saying, late entry into the Tone Deaf Twitter Hall of Fame, to that tweet. And you know what? Look, actually, it's between her and James Comey. Yeah, James Comey. One of the stories that was overshadowed yesterday was Comey in his book that's coming out, saying that, man, no matter what evidence that we find of Donald Trump's criminal wrongdoing, we shouldn't prosecute him. We shouldn't go after him. We should maybe let the Southern District of New York, but as far as Congress, they shouldn't waste their time. They should just let Donald Trump skate no matter what he did. That was on the day that all this happened. Bad timing. James Comey, king of bad timing. But although, I don't know if that's worse than this. That actually might be. Still bad. Another person says, I'm keeping track so far today. Don Jr. and Eric Trump whipped up the crowds in D.C. Ivanka Trump referred to those storming the Capitol as an American patriots before she deleted the tweets. And Tiffany feels it's the opportune time to post this. Yes, true. And then 2 more here. One person says, so do we think Tiffany is just blissfully unaware of what happened to D.C. today, or just doesn't understand the gravity of her father fomenting a coup? It might be a little bit of both. But why not both? Oh, why not both? And then finally, David Mack says, as Rome burns, Nero's daughter posts. And that's really, it's really what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.